Good morning. Let's get your Seint makeup set up and your step-by-step of how to put it on so we can get you rocking and rolling. You'll have your little tins and you just push up and kind of slide and they just slide out. And then you'll pop them into your tin. They're magnetic, so you can pop them in and out. I do recommend that you save the lids. You can use them to pop them up. All right, so let's get started. Okay, I have your palette put together in the order that you'll use them. The first one is Frenchy. You're going to use it to color correct any darkness under your eyes. The next one is your brightening highlight, which is Aura. Your main highlight, which is Amber. Your contour, which is Henna. And then we have Nude, which is a lip and cheek. This Frenchy is also a lip and cheek you can use. And then you have the Angel Illuminator. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to start with a clean, dry face. And I start with a toner. You can use rose water, you can use our toner, you can use any toner you have, but over time it helps make your pores smaller, kind of gives you a more even skin tone. It'll help with sunburn, acne, blemishes, all kinds of stuff. It's just a really great skincare regimen to get in. I also put on a moisturizer with SPF. I've been using the CeraVe. So I'm just gonna put some pumps on my hand and put it all over my face. When you use SPF, it can sometimes tend to be a little greasy. That's just kind of the properties of the SPF. So I always recommend a primer. We recommend about 15 minutes in between putting your primer on and putting your makeup on. I don't usually have that kind of time. So I've been kind of double priming to kind of bypass the waiting. So I added this Tula primer. You can get it at Ulta. I bought it off Amazon just so it would come straight to me. A real good one is the Wet n Wild primer. And you can get that at Target or just about anywhere. And that's a really good one to use. But that primer kind of helps put a barrier between the SPF and your makeup, and it'll help your makeup stay on. It'll keep it in place all day. Any primer you use, if it's not one of those, just make sure that it does not have silicone in it. If it does have silicone in it, this makeup will just slide off. The cream makeup doesn't like to stick to silicone, so just be kind of aware of your ingredients. Second kind of primer I do is our setting spray. That's a 2-in-1. And I'm just gonna give it a second to kind of set. All right, grab your palette. I'm going to use the colors I use, and then we'll just have you insert the colors you use, okay? Okay, so you would start with your Frenchy for your under eye color correction. I'm gonna use a little bit of Sunlit, and I'm just gonna lightly put it underneath my eye and kind of into a triangular pattern. You just wanna be really light. You don't wanna put too much. Less is more. If you notice after you do it, like when the face is finished, if it's cakey or like textured looking, you've used too much. So we've color corrected. And now let's go into our main colors. So you're gonna take your lightest color and your brush, or you can use your finger to apply it, whatever you have available. And I'm gonna start with my lightest color, and you're gonna start with your lightest color. Yours is Aura. We're gonna start in the inner corner, and we're just gonna kind of do a check. And then we'll do a check. And then we're gonna kind of do like a tulip shape. And we're gonna come down your nose. We're gonna do a straight line down, okay? You don't wanna use too much. You just wanna dab your brush, not drag it. And then we're actually gonna kind of connect it, okay? So you kind of have a mask. All that concentration is right there in the middle of your face. I'm gonna take what's left on my brush and just kind of dab it on to my eyelids. Next, we're gonna go in with your main shade, okay? My main shade I'm using is Candlelit. Your main shade is Amber. So we're gonna dab our brush into that main shade. And we're gonna do another little check. So we're gonna go next to that brightener and we're gonna check up our face. Next to that brightener and check up our face. Do it on either sides of our chin. I'm just gonna do a little bit on our forehead We're not layering colors on top of anybody. We're just doing them side by side. I do it down my nose because we want everything to be on one layer, okay? I'm gonna dab what's left on my eyelids. And then I'm also gonna pull what's left down my neck. So next is gonna be our contour color. I'm using henna. Your contour color is henna. So we're gonna take our brush. You're gonna find your cheekbone and you're just gonna come about halfway down. You kind of wanna stop like at the corner of your eye, okay? All right. Go along our hairline. And then we're also gonna go on our jawline. And we're gonna take what's left, same thing, and just pull it down our neck. I'm gonna switch over to the bigger end of the buff brush and I'm gonna start blending together. So instead of doing circular motions, I'm just gonna kind of pat it in. You're literally kind of like patting it into your skin. So I kind of start in the middle of my face and work out. So I'm just gonna kind of pat it in. It is cream, so it's gonna move a little bit how you want it. And I always kind of pat it up and out, up and out, up and out. So it gives the illusion that everything's pulled up versus pulled down. You don't want to ever pull any looks down. Less is more. These tins should last you about 6 months. So if you notice that you're getting to the bottom of your tins too quickly, it's just a sign that you're probably using a little bit too much. So just kind of be a little lighter handed. And it just takes a little bit of time to get used to how much you need. But I do say start with less and then you can always go back and add more, okay? If you need it. Be real gentle with that skin under your eyes. All right, so next we're gonna go with our lip and cheek. And I'm gonna use nude. You're gonna use nude. I take my finger and I am just gonna pat it on my cheek. I'm gonna take a little bit of that and put it on my lips also. I usually end up combining colors on my lips. That's usually kind of why I recommend 2 lip colors. One is kind of a matte, and then I usually put a glossy on top. So I'm gonna take that fluffy end of our buff brush again, the bigger end, and I'm just gonna kind of pat that blush color in. And if it's too bright or too dark, you just kind of pat it until it gets the consistency you want. It's gonna give us that soft little cheek color. So next we're gonna go in with the illuminator. Yours is Angel. I'm gonna use my ring finger again. And I'm just gonna do it right there at the top of my cheeks. And if you had a full complete eyeshadow look on, I always put it in the like outer corner of my eye, underneath my brow. And you can do it on your Cupid's bow. You can bring it down your nose. You can literally put it anywhere you want. It's not something you can immediately see, but you can see the sun coming in my window. When it hits that part, it disperses the light and just gives it really pretty low. And that is it, my friend. You have done a complete face, and if you have any questions, let me know. I am more than happy to help you, and I'm so excited for you to jump into the world of Seint. Bye.